I was at the convenience store today, and this woman had her dog inside the convenience store, which I thought was a little bit weird, but she would take the dogs wherever they want nowadays. And I looked at them, and I said, what kind of dog is that? And she gave me the stranger danger look. And we started doing the dog owner talk, and I told her that I had 8 dogs. And she's like, oh my God, why would you have 8 dogs? I said, well, it's not like I have 8 dogs. I said, I have 4 dogs and 4 puppies. And she said, you bred dogs. I'm like, what? You have a problem with mixed breed dogs? She said, no, I have a problem with all dogs being bred. They shouldn't breed dogs at all. Nobody should breed dogs. And I said, you gotta be kidding me. I'm not going to have this conversation with this woman. So, what I should have said to her was that, if we outlaw breeding dogs, that in 6 months to a year, there's no such thing as a puppy anymore. And in 15 to 20 years, there'll be no such thing as dogs. Except that we're outlawing it, which means there'll be a black market and there will still be dogs. Even if this woman feels it's her right to tell me that I have no right to raise dogs in her world because the shelters are full of dogs. Well, I've been down that road. I started this little travel about 6 years ago. I decided to make my own little breed of dog. And the first message I got back from the first time I tried to sell dogs was, fix your bitch. Not a puppy for sale page. Fix your bitch. That's the best they could say. Anyways, that was followed up by a meeting. I think that's what those things are called. This little thing with a backwards pyramid scheme. It says, if you don't fix your dog, the average dog can have 3 litters of pups a year with 5 to 6 pups. And within a year, those dogs can have pups. And each of those pups will have pups. And within 7 years, you'll have 1 million dogs. Yep, that's the pyramid scheme, all right. What a bunch of crap. 1 million dogs? What do you think they are, mice? So, I went on with my bold adventure, and it's now been 6 years. We have added 18 dogs to the world. 12 of them were put out into the public. Terrible, terrible me. The truth of the matter is, I don't really breed dogs. I just kind of introduce them, and they take care of the rest themselves. So there's nothing moral or immoral going on here. I checked with the local dog warden. He knows what I'm doing. I don't need a kennel license. He says that I'm a person that has a lot of dogs, and that's all there is to it. Nothing illegal is going on here. So there's no moral obligations, no illegal things going on. What is these people's problem with me raising dogs? Why do any of them even care? Does anybody know? They just want to stick their noses in everybody else's business? I don't get it. Then there's the people with the pit bulls. They say that there's 1 million pit bulls that go to the shelters every year. 1 million pit bulls a year. Wow, that's a lot of pit bulls. That means that every year, 1 million people decide I can no longer handle this dog. But there's nothing wrong with the dogs. And I agree with that. There's nothing wrong with the pit bull. What is wrong with the dogs is what the people do to them. Every dog starts out to be a good dog. What people do to them turns them into the dog that they have been to be. And people do some pretty fucked up things to dogs. Anyways, the pit bull people say that 1 million pit bulls go to those shelters every year and 90% of them are put down. Therefore, I shouldn't be breeding dogs. I should go get pit bulls from those shelters. Well, that doesn't even make any sense. Your argument is so faulty from top to bottom. What you should be bitching about, who you should be harassing, is the people breeding all the pit bulls. Where are those 1 million pit bulls a year coming from? 90% are being put down? That's a hell of an industry for a dog that sells for a lot of money to just end up in shelters being put down. And you're going to complain to me because I'm breeding little dogs like this. It's not the same thing. These are little dogs, those are big dogs. People don't always want a dog that's been previously abused by somebody else, tortured, neglected. Sometimes it's nice to have a dog that's only been loved. So it's not even the same market, and I don't even want to hear from any of you idiots about me adding 12 dogs to the world over the past 6 years. I wish I had the 1,000,000 dogs that you said I was going to make, because I could have sold them for $250 a piece, and I'd be rich. There's your pyramid scheme. Have a nice day.